Hello everyone, this hour on Verbling, the next in my Getting Results in Business series. What we're going to be doing today is working a bit more with some of the vocabulary that we learned yesterday, all about project management. We have some good general vocabulary, but now I want to focus on the keywords that you're going to need to discuss project management and all of the different roles that people play in a project. So that'll be coming up in just a minute. As you're coming in, let me just say a quick introduction. I'm Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, you can follow me at this link in the chat window to see all my upcoming classes, okay? And what else can I say? I've taught for over 2 years and over 1,000 classes on Verbling since I joined in February 2013. I've been teaching for 15 years. I've taught general English to teens, to adults, business English to companies like BP, Deloitte, Prada, BCG, Bain Capital, and many more. I've also taught exam courses, CP, CAE, CFE, all of those initials. There's too many to remember. The point is, whatever your needs are, I'm sure that I can help and I have the experience. So follow me and consider taking a private tutoring class where I can custom tailor the lesson to your needs. Okay? Let's see if we can get started. Let's say a quick hello to Mr. Wellington. Hello, Mr. Wellington. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, John. How are you?
I'm very good, very good. While we're waiting for some other people to come in,
Yes.
tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to first give you the link to the notes. The presentation is in the notes, and I'll share the presentation too. But first of all, the notes are there. I'm going to do a quick summary of yesterday, and then I'm going to open the presentation for you, and I'll give you the link to it as well. Okay, so let's start with quick review of yesterday while this is opening. There we go. So we're just beginning. If I go down to today's class, which you can see, it takes me to page 7. Okay, and for Cornell, I think you were here. Wellington, I don't think you were actually in the class. Adrian, you were not here, so here's a quick summary of what we started. Yesterday we used the photo that you're going to see in the presentation, which had construction workers in it. And we used that to start discussing projects and our personal experience in different kinds of projects or different positions in a project, team members and managers. So what? Why was that important? Well, you now have a pretty good start to the vocabulary you need for project management. All of that vocabulary from yesterday is on page 5 and 6, which you can see here. So some of that we'll be using today, and some of it is just stuff that we talked about and was worth writing down. Feasibility study, delegating tasks, doing a proposal, previewing and planning ahead. These are all great keywords that came up in our discussion. You also have a better idea of what's involved in a project. Teamwork is involved, management is involved, resources, budgets. Now what? What can you do with that? My suggestion is take the vocabulary from yesterday, add it to your personal word list, your vocabulary notebook that you should always carry around with you. And if there's any questions about how to use those expressions, bring them to class and I'll help you out. Now, let's go back to where we were and go to the next section here. I'm going to open Presentation 1, which is our vocabulary work. You can open it on page 4, and I will also give you a link in the chat window to open it directly. Okay. Welcome to Jolt, who's just joining us right now. Hello, Jolt. How are you?
Hey, John. I'm good, thanks. How about you?
Very good. Nice to see you. And so
Nice to see you too.
I put the link to the presentation in the chat window as well, so you have both the notes with the vocabulary and a presentation for today, okay? So, I don't know where Rebecca is. Hopefully she'll be joining us, but we're going to get started. Now, working with words, talking about projects. We had a little discussion with some of these key questions yesterday. The main thing was this little text, which had some of our, I want to focus on some keywords in particular. So what I want us to do first is reread this so that we can revisit some of the keywords. And then we're going to end class later on where you are going to be giving advice to someone in a situation kind of like this. In this situation, someone is volunteering for the very first time, and you're going to be hearing their discussion about that in just a minute. Okay? So let's reread this first, and then we're going to use some of that vocabulary in our speaking task. Okay? And quick welcome to Tanya, who's joining us right now. Hello, Tanya. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Very good. Nice to see you again, Tanya. Okay? So, let's get started. If you need the presentation, Tanya, there it is in the chat window. And we are on page 4, slide 4. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Adrian, you take the first paragraph for us. Let's read about this particular kind of project, a commitment to volunteerism. It's a volunteerism project. Go ahead, Adrian. Can you start us off?
Okay. What does volunteerism mean?
Volunteerism.
Volunteerism. See, something like that.
Something like that.
The clothing manufacturer Timberland is one of many large companies that are committed to volunteerism.
Volunteerism. So it's got 5 syllables. Listen again.
Yeah.
Listen again.
Volunteerism.
Good.
I don't know.
It's good. It's good. But the stress, la sílaba tónica, the stress.
Yeah.
Volunteerism.
Okay. Volunteerism.
Good.
Volunteerism. The company encouraged staff to spend up to 45 paid hours a year on community and social projects. The community benefits from the company's resource. Staff gain new skills and teamwork improves.
Okay, one more pronunciation issue. Community. Perfect. And finally, resources.
Resources.
That's right. Sometimes the ES needs to be pronounced. Sometimes it doesn't. So here it does. Resources. Okay, very good. Jose, can you take the next paragraph?
Yes. The French food manufacturer Danone allows its employees to spend time in developing countries, working on projects in areas like conservation, teaching, caring, or building. In doing so, they can share their own skills, and at the same time, they gain new ideas and insights and learn from the experience of others.
2 words to repeat.
Okay.
Building. Yeah, yesterday I corrected you too. The U is silent. Building. Okay? And also the ending of the word experiences. That time you've got to keep it there, right? Experiences. Good.
Yep.
Okay? Cornell, can you take the next one?
A team from the banking group HBOS volunteered to help build an extension to a school in La Esperanza in Honduras. Linda Marshall, the project leader, said, I learned that when new teams are forming, it is essential to objectives are agreed and everyone buys into them. This is a crucial factor to any project success.
Success. Okay, very good. So we're going to keep going here. By the way, remember, we read this yesterday, so I'm just doing a quick review before we start working with those words in bold and put them into your personal vocabulary, get them into your head, okay? So, Tanya, I know you weren't here yesterday, okay?
Okay.
But so this is kind of an introduction for you. Tanya, can you read the next paragraph? What can volunteering do for you?
Okay. Software engineer Samira Khan is in charge of a volunteer project to redecorate a community center for elderly in Chicago. Managing a project is a new experience for her. She is learning how to organize a schedule so that they are able to complete the project before its deadline.
Stop there for a minute. Okay, good.
Okay.
One second. I want you just to repeat redecorate.
Redecorate.
Good. Because when you're reading, you said he instead of re.
Okay, redecorate. Right? Okay.
Okay, very good, very good. And Mr. Wellington, can you finish it up for us?
Yes. She also has to deal with the budget, which is fairly limited, so she has to spend it carefully. And every few days, she gets updates from her project team to check on progress and decide if they need more resources. She finds working on this project very rewarding and is pleased to be learning new skills.
Okay, very good. Now, there's one thing I want to point out to everyone. Project can be a noun or a verb, but it changes pronunciation. So if I say it as a noun, like the sentence you read, Wellington,
Okay.
right? She finds working on this. Is it project or project? What sounds right? Project. Right. So as a noun, the stress is on the first syllable. Project.
Okay.
As a verb, stress is on the second syllable. To project. To project into the future. To project this project. Project, project. Project, project. Project, project. Just keep repeating that. Project, project. Project, project. Project, project. Okay?
Okay.
Mr. Jolt, which is the verb, which is the noun? Project. Verb or noun?
It's a noun.
Project. Verb or noun?
Noun.
No. Project is verb.
Verb.
If I say it as a noun, project.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah? Say it to me as a verb, Jolt.
Project.
Perfect. Say it to me as a noun.
Project.
Okay. In my American accent, I'll say pra. In a British accent, it would be pro. So you can say it either way. I say project, you say project. It's okay to say it that way. Okay, very good. That's it. Now, what is volunteerism? Just to be clear, Mr. Jolt, what is volunteerism?
It's when you work on a project for free.
For free, right?
Because you believe in the cause, or you would just like to do it, and you don't care about the payment.
That's right. So generally it's free, although in this case I think they might have been getting paid, but probably not what they would normally get paid. I think there was a line about them. The company encourages staff to spend up to 40 paid hours a year. Okay, but probably it's not anything like what their normal salary is. So yeah, you give up something to do something good for someone else. Okay, volunteerism. Class, what sorts of things can employee volunteers do in general? What do you think? This is an opinion question, so
In
you
in
talk about
in
They,
your
they, they
experience.
work on community and social projects.
They work on community and social projects. Sure,
Yeah.
places where people have needs. Cornell, you were saying
yeah,
something
in
too.
general, doing something free of charge.
Yeah, okay. But the
It,
question
yeah,
was,
it is
what?
general information.
Sure, sure. But what sorts of things? So Jose was mentioning social projects. Let's be specific here. What sorts of things can we do specifically?
They work in areas like teaching, conservation, building,
Sounds good to me. Teaching,
They
conservation, building, caring was
caring.
another one that was mentioned. Yeah? Okay. Hang on just a second here. I have to just
Some charity activities.
and charity activities. Okay, like what? What's a good charity activity that we might be familiar with?
they
Helping the people in Africa,
Uh-huh.
for example, and at disasters places
Disaster areas.
areas. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, very good, very good. Was there someone else? I heard someone else speaking. Maybe not. I heard someone else. Okay. Who who really benefits from volunteering? What do you think? What do you think, Adrian? Number 3. Who benefits the most from volunteering? This is kind of a trick question in a way, because you could look at it from either side. What do you think, Adrian?
I think um, to the people that do this kind of thing
What
is
do we call them? What do we call them? They're doing
volunteer.
volunteers.
To volunteer is
People. The noun is volunteers, right? So
volunteers.
it benefits the volunteers. I agree. Tell me how it benefits the volunteers.
I think to the, today they the 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 thing that they do, the benefit is how they feel is it has to do to the feelings
Mm.
that the volunteering cause.
Mhm.
And to the company,
Right?
is improve the bonds or bonds with the community.
The local
Improve
community.
the local community. Yeah.
Community.
Community.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good.
Uh,
Look at the chat window for a minute. Just a quick correction. We
about
don't say to the company. We would say for the company, not to the volunteer, but for the volunteer.
Yeah.
Right?
It's true,
Okay.
it's true, yeah.
So I just corrected you in the chat window. They benefit from. Can you
Yeah.
read that back to me?
They benefit from how they feel about themselves, and for the company it improves the bonds with the local community.
Good, good. I made a mistake. That should say it improves, not it's improves. That's a typo. Sorry about that. So
Yeah.
it improves the bonds with local community. Couldn't agree more. Okay, Wellington, do you think that there's any other benefits to being a volunteer besides you feel good about yourself? But do you think that there's any other, I don't know, any other benefits that might help you out in your career, for example?
Yeah, sometimes there are companies that see uh, see these people in a different way.
What
Uh,
people? Sorry, what
uh,
people?
the
Allah.
the volunteers, the
Right. Okay.
volunteers, the volunteers. Um, it depends the country, the city. Some places I think they see this action um, different in a good way.
Okay. And so, how will that help you? You as a volunteer, how might that help you? I agree
Sorry.
with you. I agree with you. But how will that help you as a volunteer? If they see it in a different way, how do you benefit from that, do you think?
How the volunteers are benefit.
How are the volunteers benefited? How do they do the volunteers benefit from being seen in a good way? How do they benefit in terms of their careers?
You could develop new skills.
That's one idea I had exactly.
Yeah.
So one benefit is that they not develop, Jose. They gain new skills. You can see that in the chat window,
Gain new skills. Okay.
right? So one benefit is they'll gain new skills. And Wellington, I think what you're getting at is maybe something with career and work. Am I right?
Yes.
So what's a benefit of your career? What might you get or gain, or not just new skills, but what else?
I think when you face different behaviors, you always learn something different, something different. So you go out your common behavior,
Right?
and because this like when you travel
Mhm.
aboard, in every minute you learn something that you can use in your normal life, in your regular day, and in some situations the 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 learning is for your personal life, your soul, I
Mhm.
think.
We can say personal growth. Good
Yes, personal
expression.
growth.
For your personal growth. So take a look in the chat window for a moment,
Okay,
right?
thank you.
You get outside of what you're used to, or you get outside, I wanted to say, sorry, get outside your
Yes,
comfort zone. That's the
yeah,
expression. Outside your comfort zone.
yeah.
Your normal, you get outside your normal behavior and frame of mind. So that's
Sorry,
another good
John.
expression.
Sorry, John.
Mhm.
Sometimes your sound is cutting.
Really? Uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, now okay.
Someone said that yesterday too. I don't know what's going on. Um, so some key vocabulary, Wellington,
Mm,
outside your comfort zone, outside your normal frame of mind, the way you see things is your frame of mind. And another
okay.
good one is it's for your personal growth. Personal growth,
Yeah.
right? That's another way to say development, or because you can't say soul in business. It doesn't really work. In business English, we don't say soul, but that idea can be expressed with, well, it's good for your personal growth. You're a better person for it. Okay,
Okay.
very good, very good. Now,
Thank
we read about Samira Khan. Tanya, do you
Okay.
remember? Do you remember a little bit about Samira? what do you think, number 4, what has Samira Khan learned from her project? Do you remember some things she learned?
She learned how to organize a schedule.
That's true. Excellent. Organize a schedule. Okay. Anything else?
And she also learned to complete the project before the deadline.
Okay. Yep. And so on that, we could say she learned about budgeting. She learned how to deal with budgets, time budgets.
Time budget.
Yeah, so time and money too. She learned how to deal with budgets. So I think generally those were the 2 things that were new for her. Okay, very good. So let's take a look at this vocabulary for a minute. All those words in bold are at the top of the screen. Okay? Let's just make sure that they're all clear for you. So I want to hear you say them and then just ask me a question. Well, actually, we're going to match them up and see those questions, but I want you to say them first. Okay? So the first word, go ahead, Tanya, say the first word on the top left for us.
Objectives.
Listen to me. Objectives.
Objectives.
Good. Okay. And Adrian, the second?
Skills.
Okay, very good. How do you say skills in Spanish?
What?
How do you say skills in Espanol?
Habilidades.
Habilidades. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Habilitações in Portuguese, I guess. Or capacidade, I'm not sure.
Isso mesmo.
Also,
Capacidade. Okay. And Jose?
Capacidade, habilidade.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And Jose, the next one?
Teamwork.
Okay, teamwork. By the way, how do you say teamwork in Spanish? Do you say teamwork?
Trabajo en equipo.
Trabajo de?
Trabajo en equipo.
En equipo, in a team. Teamwork is work in a team. That's funny. And in Portuguese, is it the same? Trabalho em equipa? You say that?
Trabalho em equipe.
Yeah, you say the same thing. Okay. Because I think here in Portugal, people actually say the English word teamwork. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I have to think about it. I would ask about Hungarian, but I won't remember, so I'm not going to ask. Okay. Cornell, what about the next word? Say it for us.
Resources.
Resources. That's
Resources.
right. Okay. And with Mr. Wellington, the next one?
schedule.
In British English, schedule. In American English, schedule. Okay?
Schedule.
So
Okay.
2 pronunciations depending on where you're from. Joel, the next one?
Deadline.
Deadline. We're back to Tanya for the next.
Budget.
Good. Careful, it's not budget, it's budget, because there's a French word that looks exactly like it, but it's budget. And the last one, Adrian.
Updates.
Perfect. Okay, Adrian, we're on you for a moment. Look at that text in number 1.
Yeah. It was agreed
What word
that
matches, you think?
it was agreed that Shona will look at ways of cutting spending, talk to the bank about a loan, and the balance books in 6 months.
Okay, so match up the keyword and tell me also what kind of text that is. What's the source of that text? But first, what keyword matches best with number 1? What do you think, Adrian?
I think schedule. No. Objective.
Exactly.
For me.
Objectives.
Objectives.
That's right. Now, where do you think that text came from? What's the source of that text? It lists objectives. Where might we find objectives in a business situation? Particularly because of that line.
Yeah.
It was agreed. It was agreed. So what kind of text is this?
Report.
It's a report?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
No.
Or minutes.
Minutes. Explain minutes for us.
Minutes. It is similar to report after meeting.
Okay, so minutes is a report from a meeting because it's a minute-by-minute report.
Yeah, minutes. It is a written form.
Exactly. But the reason it's called minutes is because it's a report of what happened in each minute of the meeting. So it's called minutes. And I agree with you. It could definitely be the minutes of a meeting. Whereas a report would be about 1 quarter, financial quarter.
How can I write minutes?
Just like the time minutes, like this.
I like the time.
Yeah, minutes. Remember, it looks like minute, but it's pronounced minute.
Minutes.
Minutes, that's right. Okay, Mr. Jose, number 2. What's the keyword first, and what's the source second? Okay, so keyword?
Number 2, the keyword is...
This is similar to what Samira Khan was doing, actually. By the way, you can't see the colors, but I'll give you a little hint here, Jose.
Yes.
The color of that little slip of paper is yellow,
Yes.
if that helps you. It's a little yellow slip of paper.
Skills?
Say again, please.
Skills, no. Sources?
I can't hear you. Say again, please.
Resources?
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 Are you guessing or are you sure?
I don't know.
You're guessing, but don't guess. You don't need to guess. Jose, what
Yes.
kind of information do we write on little yellow slips of paper? Little yellow slips of paper with a little sticky part on the back. And we put them on the refrigerator. What kind of things do we write on those little yellow slips of paper?
Cannot
You
see.
follow?
The task, no?
Yeah, like little tasks.
Little
What
task.
else? And what do we, in class, what do we call those little yellow slips of paper with glue on the back? Do you know what we call those? You put them on your refrigerator to remember your grocery list, to remember your tasks for the day. Do you know what we call those, class?
I don't know.
Anyone else?
I think it has to do with
Schedule.
Schedule.
update. I think update.
No? Update.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
The keyword is updates,
Update.
right?
Updates?
The keyword is updates. And that kind of paper that's yellow that we put on the refrigerator, we put in the notebook or whatever, it's a post-it.
Okay.
Post.
It's like in Portuguese.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably saying it in Portuguese because I live in Portugal and I forget the English words.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same.
I know, but I might be forgetting the English word for it. But I think we say post-it notes in English too. But everyone will know what you mean. So that's a post-it note with something you have to remember, and it's an update your boss wrote down and put on your computer screen for you to see. It's an update.
So this type of this type of post-it is updates. You can put the tasks here.
In this case, it's an update, yeah. In this
Okay.
particular case, yeah. Just because of what's written on it. Obviously, we're going to use email and many other things.
Okay.
When you talk about the post-it,
Right.
I thought that it was to remember a schedule, not for update, to renew something, but to remember, like remember a
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, mostly it's to remember things, and here it's to remember or to be informed and remember
Yeah,
this update from a particular project. But
yeah.
yeah, you're right. Mostly it's there to remember something, like you put in your agenda something you've got to do later.
or monitor.
Or what? Monitor?
Monitor, yeah.
You lost
Some,
In a,
me.
yeah,
in a computer.
some
Oh,
post,
put it on the monitor. Yeah, right. The
yeah,
monitor of your computer, right.
yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Some posts it's are sticked on the monitor or computer.
That's the idea. Well, Cornell, look at number 3 for us. That's not a post-it note. What is that?
Yeah, it is number 3 is a schedule.
Number 3 is a schedule. And what kind of thing are we looking at?
5th of June complete decorating. 6th of June is safety checks,
Mm-hmm.
and the fourth one is deadline.
And the fourth one is a deadline, a specific deadline on your schedule. So that could be, the keyword is schedule for 3, deadline for 4, and the source of that text can be a schedule, can be a calendar, can be, what else? There's another word we use.
Project chart.
Could be a project, and could be an agenda as well.
Yeah.
Or sometimes in American English we'll call it an organizer because it's inside of a kind of a dossier. So we can call it an organizer, meaning a time organizer. But anyway, yeah, calendar, agenda, something like that. All right. So, Tanya, did we do you? I
Yes.
can't remember. Maybe we didn't. Okay, so look at number 5 for us. What's the key word?
Budget.
Number 5 is a budget,
A budget. Number 5 is a budget.
right? And it looks like, what kind of source do you think that budget is from? We can call the text a budget too. We can. Is there anything
Time.
else? Yeah, that text could be called a budget. The keyword is a budget for sure. The text, the source, can also be called a budget. Is there anything else we might call this? Or is there anything else we might say for the source?
If I didn't understand the question.
The question is, the keyword budget could
Yes.
relate to many different things. So,
For example, incomes and expenditures.
incomes and expenditures, right? Okay.
Yeah, there are 2 columns in budget.
What do we call those 2 columns? That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Incomes positive and expenditures negative.
Right. And overall, we have one word for that. At least as far as I know, there's one word for that. We got positive and negative. At the end, they have to equal each other, right? So they have to. Another way to say equal.
Yeah, but it is not a mandatory generic that it could be equal.
It's not mandatory.
End of the project.
Okay, but if you spend more than the budget,
Yeah.
you're going to be
It could be some cost saving for project, and it will be the positive
that's okay, of course.
according to budget.
Right. So what I'm getting at here is the keyword budget could be for something called a budget, like a project budget. It could be written with a balance sheet. Just not saying that that's a balance sheet, but I'm saying there could be a balance sheet, meaning positive and negative columns. and usually you want them to balance, meaning that they're equal at the end, so that you haven't overspent. So just some other key words that may come up: budget, balance sheet, the budget for the project. Okay, Mr. Wellington, look at 6 for a second and tell me what's the best keyword for 6.
Accomplishing bookkeeping, knows how to operate a variety of computer software, speaks English and Spanish. Uh, for me, it is skills.
I agree. It's skills. And where might you see this kind of description? So the answer is correct. It's skills, but where might you see this text? It's not a budget, so where might you see it?
Where I'm see.
Yeah, where might you encounter this kind of text? It's not a budget, it's not a calendar, it's not an update. So where might you see this kind of language used? What situation, what context?
Accomplish in bookkeeping.
That means very good at bookkeeping. Has skills, known skills in bookkeeping. So that's an abbreviation or an abbreviated form. It means he is well accomplished, meaning he's done many things in bookkeeping, or he has good bookkeeping skills.
Okay.
Class, where do you think you would see this text? In what situation?
In ads.
In an ad, yeah.
To work, yeah.
Exactly, in a job ad. I think so too. Now, it could even be a CV, because you might write your CV in the third person.
It's true, it's true.
Yeah, if you want to be informal. Adrian is accomplished in bookkeeping, knows how to operate a variety of software, and speaks English and Spanish, right? So you could write about yourself to make yourself sound a little bit more formal, a little bit more objective sounding. Sometimes you choose this style. So it could be a CV. Mr. Jolt, look at number 7 and 8. You've got 2 for the price of 1, Mr. Jolt.
Okay. Number 7 is resources.
Number 7 is resources. I agree.
And number 8 is teamwork.
It's teamwork. Okay, how did you know that number 7 was resources? What are the 3 resources you can see in the pie chart?
They are the time resources, human resources, and money resources.
Time, human, and financial resources.
Financial, yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah, okay, very good. So now we've got the keywords. I want you to listen to Shamira having a meeting. Now, this is going to prepare you to have a project meeting of your own in the next class. Shamira is telling someone about the volunteer program she's working on. Listen to these extracts. So there's going to be a few short parts of the conversation that you're going to hear, and then answer the 2 questions. And if you hang on a second, I can't play the audio, but I can read it for you. So hang on just a minute. Okay, here we go. It's actually quite short. Extract 1 of 4. Number 1. So, this is my project, a center for senior citizens. We have to finish by the end of the week, and I think we'll discuss the deadline. We fell behind schedule because of the Thanksgiving holiday, but we managed to catch up last week, and we're back on track now. We may even finish ahead of schedule. Extract 2. It was hard at first, knowing how to allocate resources. Who does what, when, where, how much it will cost, stuff like that. I have managed to stay within budget, but only just. Extract 3. I think the key thing I've learned is the importance of delegation. I try as much as possible to delegate tasks and trust people to get on with them. If I tried to do everything myself, we'd never finish on time. Teamwork is essential, and I get updates from everybody on my team every 2 days. And so that way I don't lose control of the project. Extract 4 out of 4, last one. I'm very happy with the project so far. So far, things are going according to plan. So, fingers crossed for the last few days. Now, which of those key words in the last exercise, exercise 2 that we just did, which of these key words does she talk about? Does she talk about more than one?
Yes.
Okay. What does she talk about?
In number 1, talk about the schedule.
She does talk about the schedule. She says they are what? Are they on schedule? Class, are they on schedule?
I heard the word schedule in.
That's true. You're right. Are they all? Is the project on schedule? Remember the thing about Thanksgiving? Uh-oh, no one's sure.
Deadline.
That's right. Deadlines were mentioned.
Yeah.
When was the deadline? Do you remember?
Yeah.
I have any punctual information.
Okay.
I
The
don't.
date of finish.
Say again, Jose?
The date of finish the project is the deadline.
I didn't hear the word. The late?
The date
The date?
of finish the project.
That's what a deadline is. The date when you have to finish. Right? But when is the deadline for this project, for Samira's project? Did you catch it?
No.
No? Okay, don't worry, we'll listen again. Okay, so you're absolutely right. Deadlines were mentioned. Schedules were mentioned. What else was mentioned? Anything else, or is that it?
I didn't know. I didn't note the.
Okay, listen one more time. We have time to do it one more time. There were actually more keywords mentioned, and I want you this time to tell me what she says about each one of those keywords. You already know deadline and schedule. What does she say about the deadline? When are they on schedule or not? Those kind of things. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 4 more keywords that she mentions. Okay, so listen carefully. Here we go, second time. Extract 1 of 4. So, this is my project, a center for senior citizens. We have to finish by the end of the week, and I think we'll meet the deadline. We fell behind schedule because of the Thanksgiving holiday, but we managed to catch up last week and we're back on track now. We may even finish ahead of schedule. Extract 2 of 4. You know, it was hard at first, knowing how to allocate resources. You know, who does what, when, how much it will cost, stuff like that. I have managed to stay within budget, but only just. Okay, extract 3 of 4. I think the key thing I've learned is the importance of delegation. I try as much as possible to delegate tasks and trust people to get on with them. If I tried to do everything myself, we'd never finish on time. Teamwork is essential, and I get updates from people every 2 days so that I don't lose control of the project. Extract 4 out of 4. Last one. I'm very happy with the project so far. Things are going according to plan. So, fingers crossed for the last 2 days. Okay? So, what other resources does she mention besides deadline and schedule?
For the first extract or not? For the all them?
No, all of them. All of them.
All done. Okay. Budget.
Yeah, good.
Teamwork.
Good.
Updates.
Updates. She does mention updates. That's true. Okay, good. And there's one more you're missing. One more.
Management.
Skills. Skills.
Not specifically skills, not specifically management.
Resource, no. Resource.
Yes, it was resources too.
Resources.
She mentions resources. Okay, when was the deadline? It's the very first thing in extract 1. When was the deadline?
Is that in a holiday?
No, the holiday was what affected them. The deadline was the end of this week.
Okay.
But the holiday affected the schedule. Are they on schedule? Are they ahead of schedule? Or are they behind schedule? What do you think?
She was.
I think that the holiday affect to behind the schedule.
Right. It put them behind schedule. That's correct.
But now she is on track.
She thinks she's going to finish even ahead of schedule. Yeah. She's still behind, but they're catching up quick. Okay. Now, budget. Is she on budget? Over budget? Under budget? Do you remember what she says?
She is on budget.
She is on budget.
Yes.
Her exact words were
within budget. Within budget.
Stayed within budget. How does she feel about teamwork now that she's learned to work on a project like this, on a volunteerism project? How does she feel about teamwork?
Good, because she delegates the tasks and trusting for her was good to trust on people.
That's right. Specifically, she says, I couldn't have done it by myself. So, teamwork, she said, is essential. She couldn't have done it all alone. Okay, how often does she receive updates, class? How often does she receive updates? Uh-oh, no one remembers.
Every 2 days.
Every 2 days. She receives updates from people every 2 days so that she can stay in control of the project.
Day by day.
Well, every 2 days. Day by day would be every day. This is every 2 days.
Okay.
Okay. So, so quickly, I want you to work with this vocabulary, and then probably we're going to run out of time. So we're going to do the speaking task in the beginning of tomorrow's class. Okay, but before we go, I want you to fill in the missing word, blank the deadline, and then I want you to match it. So the first one's done for you. Meet the deadline, and it matches with, if you can see over there, meet the deadline, and it matches with, what does meet the deadline, wait, where's meet?
Finish on time.
Finish on time, that's it. That's right. Okay, you're not matching it, sorry, I got confused. It's just the definition. Okay, meet the deadline is finish on time. Okay, that's our example. Okay, let's see if we can get the rest before we run out of time here. So, Adrian, fall blank schedule, make slow progress.
Fall out, you know.
Not out. Try again.
Fall out schedule.
Not out. Try again. Not out.
Fall
Remember,
down.
make slow progress. Slow progress. You're not on time. Slow progress.
Fall behind. No.
Yes.
Behind of schedule. Yeah. Behind
Without
schedule.
Behind schedule. Fall
Yeah.
behind. Good.
Yeah.
Jose, catch
Yes.
blank.
Catch up.
Good. Catch up to get back on the original schedule. Good. Cornell, be back.
I have any idea.
I think you do. In other words, you were behind, then you caught up. You are now like a train on. I just told you the answer. Be back on track is the answer. I just gave you the answer, Cornell. Cornell, number 5. Finish blank schedule. Finish before. Finish blank schedule.
Finish before the planned date. Finish under schedule.
Not under. Almost. It's not under though. It's finish
I know.
class finish
I had.
ahead of schedule.
Okay.
Finish ahead of schedule. We're almost done. Got 2 minutes. Let's see if we can finish this. Blank resources. Wellington, blank resources. Make use of people, money, time. Blank resources.
Manage resources.
Not measure. It's a synonym for how much you use the resources. It's a synonym for how much you use. You have a limited supply of resources.
Budget resources.
It's the right idea, but it's not the right word. It's the right idea. I hear a cat somewhere. Someone's meowing.
Make use of people, money, time. Lead, manage.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Class, help him out. Not budget, but there's a better word.
Okay.
Allocate resources.
Allocate resources. Yes, a good word.
Allocate resources means they're limited, so you have to choose how much to use. You allocate resources. Okay, Tanya, number 8, blank tasks.
Stay on budget.
Oh, that was 7. I'm sorry. Stay on budget is correct. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. Back to Adrian, number 8. Got 30 seconds left.
Give people different responsibility.
Delegate.
Uh-oh. He beat you to it, Adrian.
What?
Cornell, say again?
Delegate, sorry.
Delegate. Delegate.
Yeah.
Delegate. Okay,
All
Adrian, number 9. Get blank a task. This means to don't delay. Do it. Don't delay. Get.
To. I don't know.
This one's difficult. Class?
Receive
Don't delay. Get.
Get up.
Not get up, almost. Get. Not up. Get. Another preposition. Get.
Get to a task.
Not get to.
From.
Not from.
Get on a task. Get on.
Get on with. Get
Get on
on with a task. That means don't delay. Do it now. Get on with it. Get on with your work.
Okay.
Hurry up.
Almost.
Last one. Last one. Very good. Last one, number 10. Blank updates. My team will give me updates. I will receive. Another way to say receive. I will. I don't receive a cold when I'm sick. I what a cold. I don't receive the flu when I'm sick. I what a flu. What's
Take.
the verb?
Get.
Get.
Number 10 is get updates. Okay, very good.
Get.
Very good. We've got to stop here because we're out of time. Okay, we're going to take these keywords and you are going to give advice about someone who's doing a project for the very first time. We're going to do that in tomorrow's class. But don't forget, an hour before, we're going to be doing hot topics where we take an important news article, we do a little bit of listening, and a lot of discussion. Okay, that'll be tomorrow at 10 GMT. This class is 11 GMT. Don't forget, you can follow me on Verbling by clicking the link in the chat window to see all of my upcoming classes. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Bye
Bye-bye.
for now.
You
See
too.
you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you.